Have you ever noticed something strange? You can understand a complex podcast, read advanced articles, even watch interviews without subtitles. But the second someone says, "So, what do you think?" What happened? Your brain suddenly goes offline. Your vocabulary disappears. Your confidence vanishes. And you sound nothing like the English learner you actually are. Why does this happen? Because fluency is not just about knowing English. It's not about knowing English. It's about being able to retrieve English under pressure. And today, I'm giving you a powerful 14-day solo reset designed to fix exactly that. No expensive course, no speaking partner, no awkward Zoom classes, just 20 minutes a day and a smart system that turns your passive English into active fluency. And trust me, if you stick with this plan, your English won't just improve, it will finally start to flow naturally. Let me tell you something most English learners never hear. You don't have an English problem, you have a practice system problem. Most people study English like they are cramming for history exam, memorizing grammar rules, translating sentences, collecting vocabulary lists they never use. But language doesn't work like that. Okay? It doesn't work like that. English is not just a school subject, it's a muscle. And if you only practice English in a stressful situation, interviews, meetings, presentations, your brain begins to associate English with pressure. So when it's finally time to speak, your brain says, danger detected. Okay. And suddenly your mind goes blank. Your sentences fall apart and you start grasping at straws. That's because your brain shifts into fight or flight mode. Think about it. You wouldn't expect to become fit by running one marathon a month. You get fit by showing up daily. English works exactly the same way. Consistency beats intensity every single time. So here's the mission. For the next 14 days, you are going to create a private English immersion system that trains your brain to speak automatically without panic, hesitation, or overthinking. This system has three simple daily steps. And the secret sauce, we are moving English from passive memory to active production. Let's break it down. So here is your first rule. Ban boring ESL textbooks for the next 14 days. Seriously. Instead, choose one English source connected to something you genuinely love. For example, if you love business, watch marketing podcasts. If you love cooking, follow recipe channels. If you love technology, watch gadget reviews. If you love fitness, listen to health podcasts. Why? Because interest changes everything. When content naturally pulls you in, your brain stops feeling like it's studying. And this creates what I call repetition without resistance. You start hearing the same vocabulary naturally, again and again, in real situations with emotional connection. And that's how words stick. So, what to focus on? Don't just listen what people say, Pay attention to how they connect ideas, how they pause, how they emphasize words, and how they transition smoothly from one idea to another. For example, native speakers constantly use these phrases: to be honest, here's the thing, at the end of the day, so far so good, long story short. These are the nuts and bolts of natural English conversation. Got it? So, the pro tip here is don't practice when your brain is exhausted, when your personal golden hour, the time when your energy is highest, maybe early morning, maybe it's lunchtime or late evening. Your brain absorbs language much faster when you are mentally fresh. So you have to choose the appropriate time wisely. Now comes the game changer. Immediately after your deep dive, go into our room, close the door, set a timer for 5 minutes, and speak out loud without stopping. Yes, alone. What should you talk about? Keep it practical and realistic. Talk about your breakfast, your workday, a phone call, your plans, your favorite movie, or even the annoying traffic outside. The topic doesn't matter, momentum does. Because fluency is built through motion, not perfection. Then comes one word challenge. Now, here's your daily mission. Every single day, you must intentionally use one new phrase, one advanced expression, or one idiom that you heard during your deep dive. For example, I was swamped with the working today. That meeting completely slipped my mind. I'm trying to get the ball rolling. The project is up in the air right now. Even if the sentences feels awkward, say it anyway. Because this is the bridge between recognizing vocabulary and you recognize the vocabulary and comparison with owning vocabulary, using it. And remember, practice makes progress, not perfection. So you have to use one idiom, one phrase, one word every day in your practical conversation. Now comes step number 3, the real English anchor. This step is where passive English becomes real life English. Every day, look at your upcoming schedule. Ask yourself, where can I realistically use English tomorrow? Maybe a team meeting, a classroom, a discussion, WhatsApp voice note, or a casual conversation with anyone. Now choose 5 useful words or phrases from your daily content source and connect them to the real situation in your life. Got it? This creates English wins. Now you must prepare English win note. Open your phone, create a note called English wins. Every time you speak more smoothly, use a new phrase naturally, avoid translating or survive a conversation confidently. Write it down because your confidence grows when you collect evidence of improvement. Most learners only focus on making mistakes, on mistakes. That's why they feel stuck. But successful learners focus on wins. Even small wins matter. As the saying goes, little by little, a little becomes a lot. So, what you have to do, like for example, the system in action, what do you do in this? Let's say you watch a podcast about productivity, you heard these phrases: I'm juggling multiple tasks, I need to prioritize, I'm running behind schedule. The next day, At work, instead of saying, I am very busy, you say, I am juggling multiple tasks today. So that's active fluency. You have used that phrase in your real conversation. That's how English starts becoming a part of your identity. So, whatever you have learned in deep dive, you have to use it in your practical conversation. Now, the next step on day 7 and day 14, record yourself speaking for 2 minutes, any topic. Then listen carefully. Find one hesitation, one awkward phrase, or one moment where you simplified your English. Now compare your version with a native speaker discussing the same topic. This is incredibly powerful because it helps you notice translation habits, filler words, weak transitions, and unnatural phrasing. This is how advanced learners sharpen their fluency, not by studying harder, but by studying smarter. So here's the final motivational close. Nobody tells you fluency is not about knowing thousands of difficult words. It's about having fast access to English you already know. And that only happens through repetition, consistency, and low pressure speaking practice. So commit to this 14-day reset. Protect your daily 20 minutes like it's an appointment with your future self. Because one day you will suddenly realize you are no longer translating, you are no longer freezing, you are finally thinking in English, and that changes everything. So tell me in the comments what you are going to do today, or you're going to start it from today. I would love to hear it. And if this video helps you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who feels stuck in English. I will see you in the next video.